Chapter 15, Part 2. But John Quincy Adams intended to argue that it is not the business of the United States government to enslave. And Mr. Baldwin was busy, too, marshaling the facts that had convinced two lower courts that the Negroes were not the lawful property of Montes and Ruiz. There had been only one difference between the rulings of the district and circuit courts. The district court had declared that the Negroes were free to go home or to stay in America if they pleased. The circuit court had ordered them all sent home to Africa. As the boat drifted in the moonlight, Enoch realized that Callie was right. Even if the Supreme Court decided favorably in their case, the Negroes might not have the choice of going home or remaining in America. To Cinque and to most of the others, one ruling would seem the same as another. Cinque had but one single object: to return to his home, his land, his family. If the United States government was ordered to provide a ship, well and good. If the judges declared him free to choose where he would live, the first ship that sailed for Africa would find Cinque aboard. There'd be no trouble about money for the passage. Cinque had earned that. For those of his companions who had not the means to pay, money would be forthcoming from the Anti-Slavery Society, from Louis Tappan, from Professor Gibbs. But not all of the Africans would return home if a choice was given them. Grabo had said that he would stay in the blacksmith shop, and Tema and Bao, since their marriage in the church, wanted to become Americans. Enoch hoped that Callie would be among those who decide to remain in America. If you could choose, Callie, he asked, would you stay here? You could live with us. My parents are willing. You could work at a trade as Grabu plans to do, or on our farm, or in town, the way Bao is going to work for Mr. Pendleton. Or you could go to school and maybe even to college. A look of surprise crossed Callie's face. He had met many free Negroes living in New Haven, but none of them were scholars at Yale. Negroes haven't had a good chance as other folk in the United States, Enoch said, but they will someday. I'm bound they will. If you stayed, Callie, it might be you could go to Yale. Callie watched the ripples in the water as the boat drifted in the path of the moonlight. To go to school? To read more books than the books Graham Ellis had given him? Callie sucked his breath with pleasure at the thought. But life in his own village, that was good too. To get up when the sun rises and race down to the river, to lead the cattle out, to climb palm trees. The palms did not turn gold and red with the seasons, but they gave food and oil and bark for man's use. If he went home, he could try out Marga's sail and see his boat skim along the river. He could sit under the palaver tree and tell the story of his mother's gift of the file and how they had helped save many people from slavery. Callie looked at his friend. I don't know, Enoch, he said. It will be a hard choosing. Enoch did not answer. He took up the oars abruptly and sent the boat skimming toward the shore.